Hey everyone, Kyle here, and I just want to connect with you this week. I hope you guys are doing well. A couple weeks ago, I was meeting with some of the pastors, local pastors over at Good Shepherd. Yes, we were meeting together, but we were trying to kind of social distance, so it was okay. Anyway, we were just talking about what it's going to look like when churches reopen. Nobody really had a definitive answer, including us, but we just wanted to get a sense from the pastors that were in the area what they're going to be doing. In fact, we have been talking as pastors and elders at Damascus about what we're going to be doing, and there should be a letter coming out soon explaining what some of the first phasing and what is going to be like. But while I was at the meeting, someone was sharing from Acts. This is something that he had been meditating on. As we read in the last part of Acts 7, Stephen is being stoned, and it says at the end, and Saul was there giving an approval of his death. And then it goes on in chapter 8. On that day, a great persecution broke out against the church at Jerusalem, and all except the apostles were scattered throughout Judea and Samaria. Godly men buried Stephen and mourned deeply for him, but Saul began to destroy the church. Going from house to house, he dragged off men and women and put them in prison. So this is probably not their first choice. I'm sure that they would want to have stayed in Jerusalem, all of them, and been at their church. But because of the persecution, they were actually forced to disperse. And this was not a surprise to God. This was actually ordained by God. So if God is sovereign, which we believe he is, then this was ordained by God. And now we're living in this coronavirus, and we're forced to do things that we may not want to do, like stay at home, wear masks, social distance, all of these things. And we're not able to meet as a church like we would want to. But maybe like the book of Acts, there's actually some benefit, and maybe because this is also ordained by God, God's going to use this in a way that we may not see. I've already heard stories about people who have a spouse or someone that they know or love that doesn't normally go to church, but because we're streaming live and maybe that person is there with them, that unbelieving member of their family is also watching. And so they're actually participating in church in a way that they may not have otherwise when we were just doing church as normal. So that could be one of the benefits that we're seeing through all of this. But anyway, God's going to do what he's going to do through this. This is not a surprise to him. And he has ordained this moment. So we need to just kind of pray and press on and just really pray that God would use us during this time. We don't know how, but just pray that God would use us and pray that we would be patient. Pray that we would do what the Bible says and obey our governing authorities. That's hard for some people to do. If you look on Facebook, there's debates even within Christians about social distancing and obeying authorities, and people that want to congregate and say, well, we're going to meet together despite what Governor Brown says. So there's a lot of debate out there, a lot of animosity, even amongst believers. And I just want to encourage us as believers to not get swept up into that, but to continue to pray that God would use this moment for his glory, and pray that, when we come out on the other side, that, we maybe hold on to these things that we know are a good byproduct, and maybe letting go of some of those things that we used to do that maybe aren't necessary anymore. So just continue to pray through that. I also ask that you would pray for me. I'm going to be preaching this Sunday, preaching on part of Colossians, which actually ties into Philemon. And I won't give you too much about it, but I'll let you join in. But anyway, pray as I'm prepping for that, feeling pretty good about the progress so far. So just pray for the completion of that. And I hope you guys are doing well. Feel free to write and let me know how you're doing, and maybe we can continue to lift one another in prayer. So send me your prayer requests. Let me know how things are going. All right. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.